I didn't even know what it meant.
Hey, can I sign your yearbook?
Someone who I thought was my friend scribbled away my 8th grade yearbook. I thought she was writing "love ya" or some sweet note like I did in hers.
Here you go. Don't be offended.
At first, I was confused why she thought I'd be offended at that word. Dyke. I didn't even know what it meant. It wasn't until later that night I went home and looked it up myself. Found out she was calling me a derogatory term, and it was now inked with Sharpie to live in my yearbook forever. Have a great fucking summer, Dyke. Well, that can't be. I'm not that. That is actually impossible. I like boys. Or, so I think I do? But what if I don't? I didn't understand. I only knew love as something that happened between a man and a woman. That's all I ever saw. It was all around me. In the city, at the store, and most importantly, on the TV. Like, how was I ever supposed to know there's other possibilities out there? Well, fuck any other possibilities. All I knew is from that point forward, I was going to make it my personal mission that no one would ever have any reason to call me that again. Here's my goal. I will not stand out in the slightest. I'm going to blend in. I'll wear my hair down like every other girl does. I'll dress like every other girl does. I'll wear a dress to homecoming. I'll make sure I know who to say when someone asks who my celebrity crush is, so I don't slip up and say Zendaya. Justin Bieber. I'll make sure people know I have a crush on some boy at my school, and I'll make sure to date them like every other girl was doing, no matter how backwards it felt.
This is Zoe and Sam. They're the cutest couple in school.
I'll just be straight enough. I wanted to believe my plan was working out. I was getting used to pretending like I was someone else and being completely removed from who I really was. In the meantime, I was totally not thinking about anything else. Yeah, totally. Eventually, everything I was pushing down for all those years was catching up to me. I knew I was unhappy, and it was becoming impossible to keep this part of me locked away that was bound to be my happiness. I broke up with what would be my last boyfriend ever my sophomore year of high school. I just told him I wanted to focus on hockey and school. And girls. Or maybe just girls. But he didn't need to know that, because it's not like I could say that out loud, or let alone quietly to myself. Now, I know what you're thinking. Breaking up with him would mean I am finally unlocking the door to those other possibilities. But it was actually the complete opposite. The moment I was no longer with him, I told myself that I would never date anyone ever again. I repeatedly told myself that I'd rather die alone without ever experiencing love than to come out and finally admit I was exactly who I didn't want to be. I would rather wait till I was just forced into marrying a man that I didn't love, let alone like. That seemed better than facing every complicated thing that came with being a lesbian and expressing myself in the way I wanted to. Complicated things like my clothing choices. The way I'd like to dress completely isolates me from other girls. I feel comfortable wearing clothes that are far from girly, per se. I feel happiest wearing things I picked out from the men's section. I have this, irrational fear that some lady's gonna come up to me and be like, "Honey, you're in the men's section." I know I'm in the men's section. I mean, come on. This section was literally meant for lesbians. But committing to my happiness meant sacrificing my need and desire to fit in, as everyone has. What was seen as the norm, or expectation society has laid out for women, was far from what I really wanted. Things like having zero representation in my life. Man and woman, man and woman, man and woman. It was endless. I was surrounded by heterosexuality. It was beyond difficult accepting who I was when it seemed to have no place in society at all.
I was like, Janice, I can't invite you because I think you're a lesbian. I mean, I couldn't have a lesbian at my party. There could be girls there in their bathing suits.
Things like trying to figure out how to come out of the dreaded closet. I never really understood why coming out of the closet was something that was required of gay people anyways. Not to mention, I'm pretty sure this is how my closet looked, so it seemed like an extra effort I didn't want to make. When I was 16, I had my first girlfriend. I thought this was a huge step. I mean, being with a same-sex partner is obviously one of the loudest ways to come out to the public. I was honestly ready to be proud about who I was with. Like, I was waiting for this for so long. Downside is, she hated herself for it. She hated being different, hated being anything less than perfect to the world. So right when I thought I was finally able to express myself how I wanted to, alongside my partner, her hatred easily rubbed off onto me.
So do you think if, like, we ended up getting married, like, your whole family would show up? Like, are they supportive that way?
Well, I'm probably gonna marry a man anyways, so I don't really have to worry about that. Okay, I'm gonna go. Alright, just one thing, like, when I see you tomorrow, can you just not wear whatever this is?
What do you mean?
Like, you just, like, kind of look like a boy.
I found myself going right back into the shadows. I started to believe that maybe she was right. Maybe this was how it was supposed to be. If I wanted to be with a woman, there just needs to be a level of shame over us. I felt as though I was doing something wrong and unforgiving. Leaving that relationship made me realize I spent a lot of time believing that shame and self-hatred was normal. I believed that the agony I felt was what I just needed to deal with if I wanted to be with a woman. But oh boy, how I was wrong. And if I could, I would tell my early teen self that it's going to be okay. I would tell her she'll find someone that accepts themselves for who they are and who she is. I'd tell her that she will be able to be unapologetically herself one day, without that shame and agony that she thought she would live with forever. All the years I spent pushing my identity into the ground and playing tug-of-war with every expectation society had for me, this was worth every single bit of it. This was worth every bit of judgment, negativity, and struggle. This.
I can, like, feel it, like...
If my 15-year-old self saw